My name is Lynn Crump. I'm a professional landscape architect. I work for Scenic Virginia as a project manager for the Virginia Viewshed project. What most attracted me to landscape architecture was that it is the primary design profession that designs in the fourth dimension. It designs over time.
Is it art or is it science? It's everything wrapped together. So landscape architects have this really great ability to integrate lots of things. They're not pigeonholed into just working for a firm. You can work for a nonprofit, you can work for the government, you can work internationally. LAs can go anywhere in the world and work.
What do you think is the single greatest thing that landscape architecture or that landscape architects are bringing to the world?
Well, I could show you a photograph of my grandson. So having an ability to address these questions, which of course I start with saying, well, what are people? And then what is a place? And then what is the community? How do these things work?
I think the professional relationships that we have with other allied professions are essential, with engineers, with environmental engineering folks, with planners, with historic preservation and historic people that work in the DHRs are all essential to every piece of the work that we do as landscape architects.
When I was at Virginia Tech, we had a very wide range of types of professors we worked with. We had folks that had been with the department for many, many years. We had some of the newer staff at the same time. And seeing a mix of the technical versus the theoretical, the process behind it. Process was probably a big piece of what we learned, how to approach a project from site analysis through construction.
What's really unique about landscape architecture here at Virginia Tech is you spend 1 year really formulating your own project, deciding what you're going to study for a year, and you work closely with an advisor through that process.
What I love about teaching landscape architecture is that it is an opportunity to bring information that is important to both the students and to life, to the table, to be able to talk about the issues that matter in a way that equips them to become the informed professionals that we hope they will be.
I really found an interest in coal ash waste sites, and my faculty advisors here were also really interested in my passion for these sites. So this led to a year of deep study and discovery of how we can reclaim these wasted sites. We found that working as landscape architects, we have a really interesting way to convey our ideas graphically and speak well. So my faculty advisors encouraged me to take this work out of school. So I traveled to a lot of conferences, presented my ideas.
There is no way to work in a vacuum and work in a void and say I've solved it. And so the future and the current environment requires us to collaborate with everybody.
Depending on the project, almost any profession. If it's community engagement, you might be working with political sci, you might be working with people who are writers, you might be working with artists that are talking about communication and graphics. If it's a wetlands project, you're going to be dealing with hydrologists, biologists, plant people.
We can talk to structural engineers, we can talk to mechanical engineers, we can talk to civils, we can help guide those projects. With parks projects, we're the lead. Large site intense projects, we're the lead. Other times we play a sub-role, but we have the ability to have conversations with every single entity.
The best thing that I got out of my education at Virginia Tech was the opportunity to explore lots of different topics, subject matter, in natural sciences or English or communications or biology or art, and I took all of those, from business law to pottery. And all of those contributed to my understanding of the world and how people live in the world and how they love their world.
When you are exposed at a school level to other people from other cultures. It makes you a better human as you have passion and understanding of all different sorts of cultures. I think diversity in today's age, and for the future and sustainability of our world and communities and world is really important, because everyone's perspectives, everyone's views, everyone's knowledge and skills are so important.
So I teach history, but I don't teach it the way I was taught it. I teach it in a way that hopefully engenders curiosity and lifelong learning, but also makes them an informed adult, because their clients will know about these places and the history behind these places, and I want them to be part of that conversation, not just for the client, but also so that they are doing richer, more informed, and better work.
So the roles that I found really exciting and most meaningful to me in my career in landscape architecture were roles where I was engaged with people. And later in my career, I became focused on community engagement and public engagement, and started to understand the importance of getting the community involved and educated about what design was, and educating people about why the built environment looked the way it did outside their window.
I think future jobs include anything that includes community engagement, which is very important, but it's also any project that affects how people are in the world.
Well, the most exciting job is the last 5.5 years running my own company. That's a job that is, it's your dream, and it's exhausting, it's exhilarating, it's cool. Like you can be an impact player in the market. You can like the coolest thing in. It's weird. So, yeah. I have 2 daughters. I can take them places. So that's the coolest job, is just doing what we do and creating those spaces.
So one of the most impactful issues that we tackle here locally in the New River Valley is housing affordability. And we've had the opportunity to work on several projects where we've been bringing affordable housing to low-income seniors, low-income working professionals. So one of the things that we've looked at from a landscape architecture professional is how do you bring not just housing, but the outdoor spaces, the social interaction, and how do you make those people feel part of a community?
Many people think of landscape architects as maybe it's designing a courtyard or designing a park. That's just kind of the tip of the iceberg as to what we can do. I think, we have the skills available to, whether that be master plan a community to really create intentional spaces for people to live in, or whether that's to envision transit networks that are going to come into play, 20, 30 years down the road.
As a landscape architect, we learn about systems, we learn about problem solving, and that inherent quality can be applied to many different fields. And we take with us our sensitivities towards our environment, our natural resources, our cultural resources, and we apply that to many different problems that we are trying to solve.
The amount of projects really, and the type of projects are really related to the one underlying skill set of a landscape architect, which I think is problem solving, understanding design process and problem solving. So the expansion hit me early when I began to do large-scale public planning and land planning.
Are there highly disturbed sites that we can then, recapture, reclaim, and repurpose into spaces that people can occupy? So, what was once a landscape that we took from for many years can become a space for people to enjoy and really get a lot out of.
We're trying to address these issues. Your good intentions will find traction by working within these programs and within these communities. So what I love about teaching is bringing all of the resources that I have to a dialogue that helps students understand the importance of their work, about the need for their work, and about how much their own passions and interests can help make a better world.
That's good.